streaming is on.
Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are already watching this as a replay, you might want to make a note of this, that I do these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream, excuse me. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which sometimes is better than the live stream portion. You must, however, be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Now, here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/S as in sunset, M as in Mike, and F as in foxtrot. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, fantastic, wonderful. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't even get a word in myself because the conversations are just so fluid. But be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. Now, if you find Stunthangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the videos. That helps the channel grow. Also, the comments, make a comment, that also helps. Please consider joining our YouTube channel memberships, which start at $4.99 a month, which is just, or less than actually 17 cents a day. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. Now, with your membership, you get special badges that I can see on the YouTube chat and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a Q&A that you can ask him questions, and this is for members only. Now, you can also use the super chat, which is located in the bottom of the chat box, to make your donations. It looks like a big dollar sign. And I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. And in other words, please don't use words you wouldn't say around your children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn my attention to the Stunthangar Forum website. I'm going to post the link, and it is posted now. So hopefully I'll have some friends come and join me, and some new guests. I'm always looking forward for some new guests. New guests give a lift and energy to the show that just can't replicate. So I just have more invitations going out to invite people. And if you know someone who would enjoy it as well, please let them know so they come in and enjoy the festivities. And anyways, I didn't do any flying since Friday. I didn't fly today. You know, life, we had beautiful weather. I mean, it wasn't the weather like in some parts of our country. Just too much stuff to get done, that happens, right? So I didn't get much flying done. But I really am excited about the chipmunk that's coming along, the trim I talked about last week. I can't wait to get back at it today. And my friend Joe that I'm teaching how to fly, I'm sure he's biting at the bit. He probably will go out there without me. He flies by himself without a stooge. He flies by himself with the assistance of a stooge that will launch the plane for him. And so today was a beautiful day. I wouldn't be surprised if he went out flying to do some more loops. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Okay. Um, we have Bob Hunt coming in. Hey, Bob,
Hey guys,
how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys?
I'm doing well.
Oh, it's just you today. Okay.
Well, just so far. John Miller's coming in,
Okay.
and I made some changes. I didn't realize I was going to have you have to knock to come in. Well, that's interesting.
It's all right.
Don't spend your money on a buy a My Pillow mattress topper instead. Right now, my listeners get 35% off the new My Pillow mattress topper plus 2 standard My Pillows in one great bundle. Log on to mypillow.com.
Hey, John, you got to turn off that stuff. That stuff, we're going to get copyrighted.
See this incredible offer.
Forget about that every time,
And
don't
a 10-year warranty and a
Well, you know what? We're not. None of us are young spring chickens in here, so that stuff can happen, right?
I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest spring chicken in here.
How old are you, John?
I'll be 78 in May.
78. Wow. You don't look 78.
Thank you. It's the beer that hides it all.
You don't look a day over 77 and a half.
There you go. Well, that's good because when I'm actually 97.
Yeah, I think these airplanes keep us young looking, and they keep us. I'm sure you guys hear these comments all the time. You don't act your age, right? You don't act like an old man, right?
What it is having something to do, something you're interested in, something that you can't wait to get up in the morning and do some more. They did a study on what do they call them? Centurions, people that live to be 100,
Right.
and in good shape, and almost without an exception, every one of them said the key to their being where they're at and how they're at that age was they never quit working.
Yeah, well, work is another 4-letter word, you know.
Boy, do I know it, but it's like work is also apparently one of the keys to good health at older age.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that doing something you enjoy, someone could call it work, but like you enjoy it, it's not work to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope to be in that position where I'm doing things that I just enjoy.
All right, I'll wait for a minute for you to get on.
Okay, I might not be able to on this phone, but I'm going to try it anyway.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That sounded like Dan Winship.
Yep, Dan's going to be on here in a minute.
Oh, fantastic.
I haven't seen Dan for 30 years.
Well, you might see him.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. You guys, let me get to the chat box real quick. Minnesota Mike sent off an old zipper with a Madwell 49 spark engine. It was fun.
Madewell.
Are you familiar with that?
Madewell.
Madewell.
Well, he spelled it Madwell.
Yeah, it's Madewell. Made. We used to call them Made Lousies.
You call it what?
We used to call them Made Lousies. They were
Made Lousies?
They were good engines.
Yeah, they're not made well. Okay, made lousies. Yeah.
That was
That's
the nickname.
funny.
They flew great. I used to fly them all the time. We used to convert them from ignition to glow.
Now, I didn't understand when he said sent off my old zipper. Is that a plane?
Mm-hmm. Pretty light. Was that a
What?
Goldberg design, Bob?
The what now?
Zipper.
Zipper. Was it a Goldberg zipper?
He didn't say. He said he sent off my old zipper with a Madewell 49 spark engine. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we converted them to glow. You could get glow heads for them, and they would hold up pretty well. Hey, Sparky.
Hey, what's up, Bob?
Hey, Sparky.
Look like you just woke up from a nap, dude.
No.
Hey, Sparky, how you doing, man?
All right.
And hey, Carl, how you doing, Carl?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well.
Good. You go fly today?
No, I should have, but I just had too much stuff in the way. I got this time of the year, I got to get 3 cars registered and smogged. And I'm just busy getting them all squared away. They're old cars, so it's not like I can just go drive them to the smog shop and they'll pass. They usually require a lot of work.
Yeah, fortunately they do.
Yeah, which is okay with me. I don't have any car notes, and so I'm content with keeping my money instead of spending it all out on car notes.
Yeah.
Anyways, did anybody else go flying, or anybody done anything in the hobby lately?
Yeah, we've been working on airplanes. I got my Crossfire LCWTDD. I got the coat of epoxy on the fuselage, wiped that off and sanded it. It's ready for its second and last coat, and then we're ready for fillets and primer. I got the annular inlet front end all done. So.
Fantastic. You know, you got lots of positive feedback about your demonstration, Bob. Really appreciate it. It was phenomenal. People really appreciated it. Yours and Cheyenne's. Cheyenne's was
good job, both of you.
Yeah,
well, apparently, I got some bad feedback about when I was drying out the cup that I put the epoxy mixed water into to check the amount of epoxy I had to mix up. I did it with my T-shirt, and apparently, Steve didn't like the look of my stomach when I did that. So,
Yeah.
But I guess we'll get over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard when we get up in years to keep that tummy nice and tight and flat, you know?
Yeah, how about it? Most of us don't even try anymore.
Yeah. So I saw your hangar rash a little bit, and I came in a little bit on the when you went to Dan's house.
He had to stand in his giant trash can.
Well, mine is pretty bad too. Like I said, mine's pretty bad. I hope to one day get it straightened out. And Carl can attest to that. He actually helped me rearrange my mess probably about a year ago, right, Carl?
What's that?
You helped me rearrange my garage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
My wing, it has, it's ready to paint. It has a silk fin on it. It's all been tissued and everything. It's 14¼ ounces. Is that a good weight?
How big a wing is it?
700 squares. It's a.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's good. Is it a pretty thick wing?
It's a Junar XL wing.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work.
2¼ thick, 11½-inch root.
Well, good grief, you build more of these than I do. You should know about the weights by now.
Well, I kind of figured that 14½, all finished, ready to paint. It's got 4 coats of dope on it, ready to paint.
Yeah, that's good. Geez, Sparky, you can accidentally build an airplane.
Yeah, I'll have it together this weekend.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like he's working along. He says, "Oops, I didn't mean to build that one."
And getting back to the chat box, you guys, Mike, Minnesota Mike, he says, yes, Goldberg Free Flight.
Yeah.
I imagine he's referring to the zipper. Thank you, Mike.
Is that a Leon Schulman design?
We'll see when he responds.
I think it's a Leon Schulman airplane, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Leon Schulman's was the one that designed the Lethal Lucy.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, Leon was one of my dad's closest friends. When I was growing up, Leon was a fixture at our house all the time.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, amazing. It's a very, very good modeler from what I've heard.
Yeah. He just passed away recently, not that long back. I think he was 100 years old.
Wow. Well, no, he was there from the early days, so yeah.
Hey, Gerald, do you have your camera off, or did you want to stay incognito?
Who's that?
Gerald, did you want to?
Oh, just
There's Jerry.
He's hiding.
my camera's on, I think. Is it not working?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, I don't. So as long as Bob Hunt has you, that's fine.
You got a red and white airplane behind you. Is that a GB or what is that?
It's sort of done like a GB, but it was around a local model, a Showman. It was just upscaled, 50. It was actually 100% bigger than the standard one. It paint job like a GB. It's got a 55 AX.
Yeah,
it flies quite well, but it needs a cheap cowl or something to take the vibration away from the nose. But it's about 750 square inch area.
Hey, Bob, how old was John DeTavio when he passed away?
89, I believe.
And Lou Willard, he was in the hundreds, wasn't he?
I think he made 100. Yeah, I think he did.
Wow.
Control line flying keeps you young.
Well,
Yeah,
Lou Willard was something to see. He would Lou would bring his granddaughters out to the field, and he would hop and jump around like he was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, how you doing?
Maybe.
Oh. And hi, Gerald. I didn't say hi to you earlier. And hi, Gary.
Hi.
Peter wants in.
Thank you, Sparky.
Hey, yes. Hey,
What
Bob.
modeler is that?
Sparky.
Yeah.
The other night you were saying about after you put the epoxy on the skin to damp it out with a paper towel, and I kind of like jumped on that. But you know, if you're going to vacuum bag them, which I never do, I guess you can get away with that. And I guess that's what Dan Winship does, is, you know, vacuum bag them.
Right. That's what we do, vacuum bag them.
If you're not vacuum bagging, you got to have a little bit more epoxy. But you know, it's so little that it really doesn't make that big a difference. But yeah, you're right. If you're going to vacuum bag, you can blot off even more of it.
Yeah, that's what I always do. You couldn't get that off with a sledgehammer. It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not ever going to argue with you about foam wings because you done way more than I
No,
did.
I'm thinking about it, and I realized that, you know, maybe you were talking about vacuum bagging, and I have heard that you can get away with almost just damp with epoxy with that, but I've never done so. I have a vacuum pump, but I just haven't hooked it up yet. Robbie wants to hook it up. We want to start doing some vacuum bagging, so maybe I'll give it a try. But I've often heard that if you pull too much, even a moderate amount of atmosphere on 1 pound foam, you'll crush it. So I don't want to do that.
You don't core it until after the thing's sheeted.
Yeah, but a lot of mine, you have to core the front section because that's where the landing gear clips go, and they have to go in before it's sheeted.
Right. Well.
So maybe I'll try it on some wings that aren't that are made for fuselage mounted gear, and try vacuum bagging, and I'll try using less epoxy. But I got to tell you, when I weigh it, so little goes on that you know.
Only an ounce of epoxy is all it takes. It doesn't take much.
Yeah. You know, by putting on that hairspray, that helps, you know, to spread the epoxy around and not get so much into the wood. That really helps a lot. So.
With the hairspray, are you soaking the wood, or are you just putting a light coat on?
No, just a light coat, Eddie. I just put a very light coat. You know what it is? It's like dope. It's like cheap lacquer. Some people actually dope the skins, but to me, that's putting too much material on. This, I just lightly coat it and then let it dry, and then it uses a lot less epoxy.
So basically, you're sealing the wood, basically, what you're doing.
I'm sorry?
You're sealing the wood, basically.
Yeah, you're sealing the wood to a degree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Guys, let me interrupt for a second. I'm going to catch up on the chat box. Greg Nielsen says, evening all, 80 today in Florida. Great flying day. That is a great flying day. It was like 70 something here. And then Minnesota Mike says, I'm not sure, Charles. Can't remember offhand. Is it very early? I don't know what you mean by that. And then have a new person here, Wood Goblinson, looks like. I used to fly on ropes a long time ago. And then Greg Nielsen, thank you very much, Greg. He has donated $20 on with the super chat. So you are amazing. Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate that immensely. So I'm thinking flying on ropes. I'm just trying to imagine what did you fly on ropes?
Winship wants in.
Thank you. All right. Let's see.
Turn on your camera there.
Yeah, turn on your camera, Dan, and your microphone is also disabled. Right there in the bottom center of the screen, right to the right and left of the phone.
He's on his phone.
Oh, I can't help you there.
He'll figure it out.
All right, and then Minnesota Mike says it's very early free flight plane. Okay, so the Zipper was a very early design, you guys. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what was powered originally by Drone Diesel, the original one.
All right.
Because Leon Schulman designed the Drone Diesel too.
Yeah.
We used to have a couple of them. They make great paperweight.
Well, guys, I gotta go. I just stopped in. I'm trying to get Dan in here.
Hey, well, thank you. Hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah, that's great.
We'll probably try again. All right, guys. Good night.
All right, see you, Sparky.
Nice,
Thanks for coming in.
Good night.
Good to see you.
Nice.
What do you got for Gerald?
That's my drone D, but that one's got a adjustable compression.
All right.
Is that a 29?
I think it's. Oh, I thought it was HCC. I'm probably getting mixed up, but yeah, that was the drone diesel, the Mark II version, and that one had.
I thought they were 29s.
Yeah, I'm probably getting mixed up. I keep thinking 8cc, but yeah, 5cc. And that one's got the adjustable compression. It's got a different head on. Normally the head tapers or parallel to the lower fins. So, and that one's got the cast venturi.
Very cool.
I just felt I really hit I wanted one, but I can't see myself using it. Just a bit of history, like a Brown Junior or something. It's a bit of history and a bit of, but whether you'll actually use it, it's another matter.
Hey, Dan, you back? All right. Dan, can you hear us? I mean, can you say something so we can hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think my mic is muted.
No, I heard you. Your mic is working fine. Your camera is not on, but we can at least hear you.
Okay, let me. I'll get the camera going here in a minute. I had some 9-year-old grandkids over here a couple of days ago. I need my 9-year-old.
Dang, I'm interested to see what you look like now, Dan. I know I look a whole lot different.
Yeah,
He looks better than all of us.
A lot of gray.
He's a health nut. He looks better
Me
than
too.
all of us. He's a real health nut.
Hey, Dan, don't feel bad. Every now and then, my kids come over. When I come home from work, I gotta reprogram my TV.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
What you trying to show us, Peter? I saw you hold up something. Your mic muted.
What I'm doing here right now is on this on the Pathfinder. I'm going to do some cockpit detail. So right now, what I have here is the insert that goes into where the cockpit is, and that's the top of the what you would call the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Is I took some what it is some material from a Publix the shopping bags that they give out,
Mm-hmm.
and the cloth bags, and I found that this material's got a very, very interesting texture to it.
Yeah, it is.
Almost looks like a weave carbon fiber. So I figured that'll go on the dashboard. The interior for the instruments are going to go in here.
Right.
And of course, then I have my carved seat. I don't know what I'm going to cover that on yet, but that'll pop into there.
Oh,
And
nice.
I'll build out some cockpit detail for it.
Oh, very nice.
I haven't figured out exactly how to how to treat the seat yet, though. I was thinking chrome monocoat on the seat.
What color are the seats normally in an airplane?
The one thing is that I'm finding a little bit of a challenge is, since all of these basically all the pieces on any kind of cockpit detail have to be really small, and since all the pieces are small, painting it and trying to get the wood grain not to show through is going to be a challenge.
I'll give you a hint about how to do that. If you have any embroid glue or Nuco cement,
okay,
you just put it onto the wood and let it dry. Put 2 or 3 coats of that on and lightly sand it, and all the grain will be gone.
Yeah, I can see that on the bigger parts. Although I've got some hand controls in there that basically I have to handle with tweezers, so it's going to be a challenge to sand anything the challenge is sanding those very, very small parts, because they tend to be kind of fragile.
Well, if anybody gets in looking in your airplane that close, they better be wanting to buy it.
I don't say if they're that small, you shouldn't see the wood grain anyway.
I guess you have a point, but what I have found is that as soon as you apply any kind of paint to it, if it's not sealed down in some fashion, the paint basically causes the wood to swell, and then it exaggerates everything.
I got a book on like World War II cockpits. The book is all it shows is just the cockpit, and I got that book just to kind of help me put together a somewhat scaled cockpit. Hey, Dan,
I'll work it out. I'll work it out. It's just this part of building is very, very soothing, because it's little small pieces that you can easily handle, and well, not necessarily easily handle, but it makes it a lot of fun. It's not really tedious. It's just kind of challenging to get the effect that you're looking to get.
Well, I see the old Dan in there, but he's changed a whole lot, Dan, as we all have.
Well, you know what I do? I paint my canopies on, but underneath there's a full cockpit detail underneath all of those.
You're a long way from that bridge across the Brooklyn.
I don't know. It's just me. I just feel like if I got a space and I've got this. The kit comes with this very, very nice, molded clear canopy. I figured, I'm not gonna make that waste. I'm gonna do as much as I can underneath it.
Yeah.
Well, you ought to give him a backseat reel in there too. Then you make two instrument setups.
Hey, I don't want to go overboard either. I mean,
you want to do it right, you can do it right twice. Should be good for twice the points.
I'm not looking for points. This is just a personal thing.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm going to build an airliner and put a lot of little seats in it.
Hey, Jack Sheets has a design for that.
Oh, I've seen some of Jack Sheet's cockpit detail. Gene Schaefer was also pretty big on cockpit detail in his in a lot of his models.
The best I ever saw was Dave Rees. He built a Talon, and he also built a F-5 Freedom Fighter. And he actually did an article on cockpit detailing for Flying Models magazine, and it looked like a real airplane. I mean, it really looked actually like a real airplane, full-size airplane. It's just amazing.
Guys, but that,
With all the thin ABS plastic and things. And
Maybe on the seat, perhaps we'll cover that in actual, satin aluminum foil. At least it looks like it's made out of aluminum.
a lot of noise there.
Dan, I'm gonna mute your mic, Dan.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the noise you're making in the background, I'm gonna lower your volume. Actually, I'll lower your volume.
Okay. Hey, this I don't know if you guys can see this or not. This was
sheets for the leading edge
sheets last drawing.
You guys there's both of you talking at the same time, Peter and you, Dan.
Go ahead. I just wanted to say that I got the replacement sheets for the Saginaw leading edge, and these arrived unbroken.
All right.
cool.
Fantastic.
Is that the Talon there, Dan?
I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this was one of Jack Sheeks' last drawings before he passed away.
What is it?
He called it the signature.
Oh, nice.
And
oh wow,
it was just a rough drawing. It says down here, question is the pipe or no pipe. Yeah, he dropped this off the house. We were going to build this thing one of these days, but there it is, a last pencil drawing.
Very nice. It looks like it was set up for a pipe.
I'm sorry, what?
It certainly does look like it's set up for a tune pipe.
Yeah, it's set up for a tune pipe. He's got the tunnel on it. But yeah, as far as I know, this is the last thing he drew.
Wow.
Oh, geez, somebody should finalize that and get it out there to the world, just even as a tribute.
Yeah, that's I was telling a few guys I'd like to have it drawn up and inked or whatever.
John, yeah, you got John Miller right there. Is one of the guys to talk to.
So he called it the signature. We could call it the last word.
Well done.
Yeah, John out there, right on the chat here. He's a guru in with CAD designs.
Okay, yeah, it's he's got the formers drawn out and everything. It's for Jack. It's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's,
if you want some help on that, Dad, I'd be happy to give it. It'd be easy to do. Just, do you have any engineering shops around that can scan it in full size?
we got like Kinko's and UPS store. They could probably scan stuff like this. Either that, or I could roll it up in a tube and send it to you.
Do that. It's real. If you've got somebody that can scan it, have them scan it into a PDF.
Yeah.
And then just attach the PDF to an email and
okay.
And it preserves.
Yeah.
It preserves the original drawing. We don't want that to get lost in the mail or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to preserve that drawing. The drawing as it is the tribute.
Yeah.
Then if you check in your neighborhood or around your town there's usually a shop that caters to architects, civil engineers, and that, and they've got the equipment. And they're usually pretty reasonable.
Okay. What was your last name, John?
Miller.
Okay.
I met you when I was a member of the Circle Masters Club.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. Now the Circle Master, was that in Indy or where was that at?
That was in Milwaukee.
Okay, I got you. Krieger?
Josh, man. That looks like something I would actually even be interested in building from scratch.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Hey, Denny, I had to mute your mic. You was making too much noise.
Okay.
So when you're ready, just unmute your mic, and then we can hear you again. I can't unmute you. I can only mute you, but I can't unmute you. And hi, Mike. And hi, Dave.
Getting back in here. That old song from the 20s and 30s, that old gang of mine. You should remember that, Bob.
What's that?
Said the old song from the 20s and 30s, that old gang of mine.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember, you're the one that's 78.
I hope to make it to 100, Nate. What the heck?
I'm just a spring chicken at 73. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was the last. 73 was the last time I went backpacking. So just can't do that anymore. Just don't have the wind for it.
I don't have the anything for it.
Well, I could probably do it if I didn't try to go where I want to go. You know, I still try to climb 12, 13,000 foot mountains. You can't do it without a lot of training at my age now. So Dan, are you still making those really good control systems that you were making?
Well, not for sale. Bob Hunt got me off on a tangent. He wants me to make this thing with a fork on it. I've been fiddling with this thing for probably about a week, and finally I put it up. So I'm going to make one, a carbon bell crank with a fork in it, but I just haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to do the mold yet. So I've got the pattern made, and I think I've got to actually make the mold in like 3 parts. Part of it would be the bell crank, and there'll be a plate that forms the fork, and then continue laying the toe and then putting the top on it. So one little change, it makes it a lot more complicated, but I'm going to try it. So
I got here in my hand one of your control horns. I want to show everybody.
Okay.
Exactly. These were like jewelry. They were like
wow, that is nice.
So beautifully made. I'm saving this for when I learn how to build.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey Bob, I have 2 of those control systems.
Here's one of his bell cranks, the old bell cranks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have 2 of those control systems that came out of 2 airplanes that Alan Goff built.
Okay. Yeah.
I have 2 bell cranks, flap horns, and elevator horns that have that slider elevator horn in there.
Yeah.
I believe it had a fork on the end of the carbon fiber rod too. It was like a little pickle fork looking machined aluminum thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not sure if I made the fork or not. I might have.
The Moon Brothers had those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I definitely have that slider horn. I got 2 of those for an elevator, and like I said, they came out of airplanes that Alan Goff had built, and then they got passed down to 2 or 3 people, and then they ended up in my hands. And I had crashes with both of them, and the airplanes were totaled, but I took the control systems out of them and kept all the hardware. Because when I looked at it, I went, hey, this looks pretty tricky, man. This is not like anything I've seen before. I better hang on to it. So I did.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, with me getting back into it, I've noticed, that
there's a lot of people making stuff, which is good. I mean, that's what we need. We need more people making stuff and more information transferred. And
I agree. So when are you going to start?
oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. You know, I'm never going to say never, but one of the things I'm doing right now is trying to get this stunt plane built. And
you can do that anytime. We need control
yeah,
systems.
hey, I got to figure out where this thing goes in this airplane.
Right in front of the wing and right behind the motor.
It goes to what you used to call the tank compartment is now called the electronics bay.
Yeah. No.
The hooking it up part, that's the fun part now.
Yeah.
When you're first learning, I mean.
Yeah. Sparky comes over. He sees a speed controller. He's going for the trash. He's going to throw it out. I'm thinking, nah. So I'm sort of on the fence. I mean, you know, I've got the old IC engines. I could throw that in there and, you know, hit the ground running. But I don't know. There's something about that electric that sort of intrigues me.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Bob on that. You know, I've got a bunch of old ICs, and I'm kind of a stalker fan, and I'll keep those for running in my classics and things like that. But I'm pretty well set now to start full bore in electric for Pampa Stunt. Yeah.
One of the things I might do, you know, I build this Jack Chic signature airplane, and I've got an engine over there. It's a Tiger 60. It was reworked for him. It's got his name on it. So if I build this airplane, I'd probably go ahead and put that Tiger 60 in it that Jack had. But
what's the square inches on it? What's the square inches on it? How big is the wing?
Inches, you know, I don't know. I've got it here. I'd have to measure it. It looks like, just by looking at it, between 650 and 700.
Well, the ST60 will be just perfect for tip weight. You cut it up.
Yeah.
Well, a map gas, if you can melt it, you know.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll build this thing one of these days, but I got so much stuff in the pipeline here sitting in this garage.
Yeah, but you definitely have to call it the last word. That would be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, the signature or the last word or something, you know, it's just, I think the time when Jack brought this plan over, and when I was building a lot of parts and stuff, I sort of toyed around with the idea of putting together a short kit. And I asked Jack, I said, would you come up with a design you think, you know, would be different? And of course, if you look at it, it's sort of got distinct features on it. So yeah, he drew this thing up, and then I got out of it, and then, you know, went on another direction of working a lot of hours in the career, but the plan has sat here ever since. But to my knowledge, this is the last thing he drew on a control line stunner. So yeah, I'd like to, it'd be neat to put out there, you know. Even if it's PDF file, if we put it somewhere where somebody can download it for free, you know, I don't know, or maybe make a donation to Pampa or something, you know.
On the Pampa website, we'll put it in with the new magazine we're putting up, and you know.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I think with Jack's contribution and all of the effort he put into control at that stage of his life, you know, kind of kept a lot of guys going. There was a new design a month, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be good for him to be this last design to be in the Pampa rag.
Yeah.
We used to figure, you know, we had an airplane about every other month in flying models, it seemed like, over the years. And it turns out that Don McGovern, who was the editor of Flying Models at that time, always came up short with something, to fill the magazine up with. So he'd call up Jack and he'd say, Jack, I need an airplane. So Jack would drop everything and build an airplane in like a week. And, and send it off to McGovern. He put it in that issue. But we always figured that Jack had this like big rubber stamp that had a wing on it and another big rubber stamp on the back. And he'd just take it and go, put it onto the plane and draw it and send it off to McGovern,
Yeah.
He was an early CAD guy.
Yeah.
Another thing, I've got a bunch of VHS tapes where John Davis and Jack Sheeks around here. When Jack had that hobby shop, I'd go in there with that camera and I'd film Jack and he wouldn't know the camera was rolling, So I was talking to Sparky. I said, I've got to figure out a way to get this VHS tape to a digital format.
I can do that, Dan.
Yeah,
Really?
I can do that as well.
Okay, so yeah, it's I've got some really good footage, I think, of Jack in that hobby shop too. So, but I mean, I remember one day I was in the hobby shop and Jack was in the back of the hobby shop spraying dope. The smell, spraying dope just filled the whole hobby shop. And right next door to Jack's hobby shop, it was Ziggy's barbecue. So here comes Ziggy. Ziggy's got his white, kitchen uniform on and everything. He said, Jack, he said, the customers over here are complaining. He said, they can't even smell my barbecue. He said, you got that dope smell and it's wafting over here to the restaurant, But, yeah, that was a lot of fun times. I'd go in there and sit for like 2 or 3 hours and just, visit. So.
Yeah. Well, I sure enjoyed meeting him. I met him a lot later than you guys know him, but it was good to have met him and known him.
Yeah, I met him when I was in high school, really. I started flying control line, and a buddy of mine took me over there, and I never will forget. He had a Tiger Cat, a twin-engine Tiger Cat, F7F or something. And believe it or not, I saw a lot of airplanes Jack had that never hit the magazine. So you guys saw stuff that came out in the magazines, and every once in a while one would pop up that never even made the magazine. So I'd like to know who bought those. I mean, he sold all of them to somebody around here.
Well, he's like he could accidentally build an airplane.
Yeah.
Well, he sent me some photographs of a design based semi-scale of the F4F fighter jet. And I've got 2 or 3 small pictures. It was kind of looked like a metallic blue or a real bright navy blue or something like that. Did you see that airplane?
Yeah, it's like a royal blue. It was pretty dark. It wasn't a profile. It was all built up.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe it was published, but I saw a few that I can't remember being published.
No, this one wasn't published. This one, he sent me the photographs. I've been talking to them on the phone about possibly trying to do something with, with the anhedral, the F4F look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he published the Demon, but he never published the Phantom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you guys. On the chat box, Greg Nielsen had said good night, Sparky. And then Jack Snavely, he says, hello, guys, or hello again. And he has some airplane, looks like airplane emojis. And then Brent Williams says, hi, guys.
Hi,
and,
Brent.
right now we have 21 viewers, and we have only 11 likes. We have $20 in chat revenue and 0 members. So please consider joining our YouTube membership channel. It's only $4.99 a month. And also hit the thumbs up, please. That really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to even put a comment in. I know Sparky will read the comments. He might not respond to them, but please do all that. Thank you.
I'm wondering what Dennis is building there. Aha!
what are you building, Dennis?
That's a crutch of some sort of front end.
That's for an electric.
And what's in your mouth?
Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
This is a motor and battery box for a conversion I'll be going to be doing here. So.
Oh, fantastic.
It's just basically this is one of the ones that have released through Brodak, one of the universal ones, because it's made to go used universally, right? It's and it's actually designed for profiles, but I plan on putting it into a full fuselage airplane. I'll show you which one in a minute here. But anyhow, it's just it's designed to front mount the motor, which is all the rage, and it's also designed for a side access battery. For those, I don't know, may have seen it, you may have heard of it. People, particularly profile people, have a knack for launching batteries, and the straps come loose or something like that. And it's not a good look. Let's put it that way. And,
I like your glue applicator. What is that glue applicator? What is that? Or who makes that?
oh, I got that at the local Menards home show, or what do they call it? Just, yeah. What am I trying? Home Goods. It's like a local Indiana version of Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So I buy tight bond. I can buy it by the quart and use it 4 ounces at a time. It's got a couple of different applicators to choose from, actually.
I think that glue thing is out of Fast Cap. It's Fast Cap is the manufacturer of it, and I think they call it the Glue Bot.
Yeah, that all sounds familiar. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this is the Baby Bot.
Baby Bot, yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple of different sizes of it, and the bigger ones, of course, have bigger nozzles for bigger woodwork. But this is certainly the right size for hobbyists or crafting or something, anything like that. So.
Yeah,
I like that workbench you got.
Fast Cap.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. I didn't even realize it myself until I checked. Bob last week was showing us a project he was working on. He was showing us the benefits of using Tight Bond 3.
Right.
And I'm so far behind the times. I'm using Tight Bond. Not even Tight Bond 2. All right. So that's I guess that's what relentless innovation gets for you, right, Bob? But,
How about it?
That's it. You're already up to version 3. I got lots of room for improvement.
You missed the earlier thing. Peter was talking about cockpit detailing, and someone suggested you put in your canopy was so long, you should put in 2 cockpits, and that got me thinking about you and your Fuga Magister.
Mm-hmm.
How much work was that to put 2 cockpit details in?
Oh, about twice as much. I mean, literally, there were 2 instrument panels, 2 seats, 2 sets of noise, if you will. The thing is a trainer, so I tried to make them look the same as each other. One thing I never used to do, I never used to put pilots in, and maybe I should have, but.
No, the way you fly,
it's so hard to find the proper pilot, though. I mean, it's like,
Well, I always thought that if I put pilots in the airplane and stuff, they might get, the airplane might get confused about who's in charge. And I wanted to be the pilot of record. That's all. So.
Well, the way you fly, they just bail out anyway. So.
Well, that's true too. That was one of the things Al Rabe said I thought was kind of funny. He used to put his pilots in, and he had the heads turned. And I said, what's it turned like that for? He's kind of looking up and to the left. He says, well, I figure if he's ever looking directly at me, I got serious trouble.
An interesting thing about putting a pilot in there. I remember quite a few years ago, I got a Sterling P63. What was it? The King Cobra was an RC kit Sterling put out. It was a huge thing.
The P63 was the Black Widow.
This was the King Cobra, Sterling King Cobra RC kit.
Oh, okay.
And it had like a 63-inch wingspan. The thing was a monster. Anyway, I converted it to control line, and the thing was big enough to put a GI Joe into the cockpit, quite literally. And the only problem was with the expression on the GI Joe's face looked like it was one of abject terror. So I looked at the pilot and looked like he was crapping in his pants.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to email you a tracking number on that sample stuff I sent you. I ran that tracking number today and says it's still in transit. So, I think it probably got to Pennsylvania. It's stuck somewhere.
I sent out some wood on December 21st from here to Philadelphia, which is 60 miles from me, 60 miles south. And it got there like 4 days ago.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Did it have tire tracks on the box? Did it have tire tracks on the box?
No, it didn't. No, it was just lost in transit.
Wow. Okay.
That happened.
Well, I got two motors that are coming from Germany, and they made it to New York on the 7th. I still don't have them.
Well, they probably have to go through the COVID, what do they call it when they can't leave, the 2 weeks?
Yeah,
quarantine.
Quarantine. There you go.
What do you got there, Denny?
Hey, there's the Eclipse.
Hey!
The Eclipse Mark III.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute airplane.
That's nice.
Yeah. This is the design as published by Bob. Thank you for that. And I built it for the 83 Nats. Had trouble with the paint and couldn't finish it. The base coat, the light blue on it, took 30 days to dry.
Wow.
Good grief.
That's one of the reasons I love painting so much. So anyhow, this box, I'm going to try to cut the nose out and sink the box directly in the nose. All right. And I haven't cut it yet, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to get into. It was all sealed in, up and everything. Not a removable seal cage. So it could be I'm going to open it up and find it's all oiled up, but I don't think so. The fuselage is, it's hard to tell. It's actually quite narrow. It's under 2 inches wide here. And tried to continue that all the way out. But at any rate, the airplane flew really well. It was light. The lightest, the best one in the bunch. And just thought it'd be nice to fly it again.
Yeah, I flew the other one, right?
Okay. I'll be right back. I'll see if I can put the other airplane there.
Hey, do you have the Fuga Magister there?
That's what I used to say. That's what I hate about painting. It's like 30 days to dry. Every time you went to check and see it was dry, you had kind of like a little bit, touch it a little bit, leave a fingerprint. Hey,
Phil, thanks for coming in.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I gave you a thumbs up half an hour ago.
Thank you, Phil. Do you know Dan Winship? Phil, do you know Dan Winship?
I watched the videos of him and Sparky. I couldn't believe Sparky showed the stuff he showed Saturday, though. I said, oh, I bet Dan's embarrassed. We've all got a mess like that in the basement, Dan. Every one of us that's built a house has at one time or another had a mess like that. It just works out that way.
Oh, yeah. It's a work in progress.
Well, mine still is, and I've been here 30 years.
Yeah.
So, I'm still building stuff down there, but wow, I tell you. Now, some of the stuff Dan's done, I'm kind of in awe of, especially that foam wing cutter. That thing's amazing. 2 sides at one time, and I like that way that weight pulls down and the wires come up. That's really slick.
Well, I'll
Can't
tell
wait.
you what,
Can't,
all the stuff that I've done, basically, it's from somebody else. I mean, I've added to it, and I've changed a few things, but I'll tell you what, all these people throughout the years started with Jack Sheeks, Bob Hunt, Paul Walker, Billy Werwich. I mean, I've got a list that's 100 miles long of people that have helped me. And
we all do.
yeah, so
It's the only way to get through this stuff.
yeah, so
I mean,
it's
how many
hard
of
to
us
come
started
up with. It's hard to come up with something new, but I just try to take what somebody else has got and maybe tweak it a little bit. But you know, it's all the people around me that have
there it is.
where I'm at.
Yeah, that's what we've all had to do.
Hey,
that
there
is
it is.
one of
What
the
makes
Look at that.
April's what makes it so much fun. That's
Yeah.
neat. Look, I remember that one.
That's a great airplane.
Hey, Dennis, Denny, I muted your mic. There's a lot of background noise, so, but we see the plane though.
Grief.
Beautiful.
Oh wow.
That airplane won the Walker Trophy in 1973.
Oh wow!
That's the one that whipped Al.
Nice.
Bobby, is that the plane that beat Al?
Yep.
Good gracious.
Yeah, it's a big canopy.
Yeah.
That's the guy that did it too, right there.
Oh, I know. And he was a junior at the time.
Senior.
No, he was senior. He was senior.
Thank you, Denny.
Yeah, I talked to his dad right after. I met his dad right after that. He wasn't a real proud pop. I mean, you know.
No.
I'll tell you what, from the first time I met Art, I knew he was something special. But when I met his wife, Betty, he and Betty together were something special. They were Mama and Papa stunt to me. I thought they were as cool as they came.
Yeah.
Guys, let me interrupt for a second and catch up on the chat box. Tom Rammel says pilots can be 3D printed. And we're up to 21 concurrent viewers and 15 likes. Thank you very much for hitting the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Please keep them coming. We're at 21 viewers and 15 likes. I'd like to get to 100%. And then if you happen to be watching this as a replay, when you're watching this, please hit the thumbs up as well. And don't forget the YouTube memberships that are just $4.99 a month. And it's less than 17 cents a day to help this hobby. And we have a super chat from Greg Nielsen of $20. Thank you very much, Greg. And that really helps out as well. They all help. And don't forget to hit comments. To write comments. I don't respond to them, but Sparky reads them. I have responded to a few that were on this show. But anyways, we're back to the show. Go ahead, guys.
Dan, if any of us, if there's anybody out here that hasn't really been mentored by someone else, I don't know who in the world it could be. I started out flying a Ringmaster that had almost straight up and straight down elevator. And I had somebody show me that no, we need to slow that down a little bit. And when he finished with it, it looked like it just barely moved to me. I said, what the heck? Went out and flew it, and hey, I can do a loop with this without stalling down in the air about that. So yeah, we've all learned from someone else.
Bill, I remember when Big Art came to Milwaukee, held a stunt clinic. I don't know if Dennis came with him or not, but anyway, at the stunt clinic, a bunch of guys showed up with Ringmasters, and Art took had him take out a razor knife and cut off half the elevator.
Lord. Well, I'll tell you what, they've been ragging me so bad about my razor knife. They ragged me so bad about it at work. I used the same knife for 30 years. They give me a small version of it. I don't know what this I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this toy, but that's what they gave me when I retired. One of the guys said, you carried that same knife all these years. I found a little bitty version of it. I thought he was kidding, and they gave me that.
Yeah.
I've been carrying it ever since.
Exactly like it. I've got a little tiny one sitting around somewhere.
I've still got the big one downstairs, but why carry that when I got this? This works.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't have to cut.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have to cut near as much as I used to cut, but I don't use it for modeling. But I cut wires and stuff with it. Lord.
Yeah, where do you find blades?
Sears or
Oh,
you go to wherever they sell Craftsman. They're easy, actually easy to find. It fits those little red handle knives that the blades break off. Anywhere you can find those, you can find these. Are made by the same company. Excel, I think, is the name of the company. But wait a minute, I could look. It's on there.
See, I've got one that's just like a regular utility knife, except it's got tiny small blades. And I said, okay, this is cute. It's like fits on a keychain, but I could never figure out where I would get blades for it.
Well,
I don't know where it is.
I mean, they're tiny little blades. They're tiny little blades, which I just dropped.
Probably broke the blade, yeah.
No, it didn't break, but I sure dropped it.
Yeah, I typically, as of one of our earlier chats, I went out and I just moved and got myself a whole bunch of these, rather than the the classic exacto. What is it? A number 10 blade, whatever that
Number
is.
11.
I went out and I got a whole bunch of these. These just work so much nicer.
Well, I tell you what, it's hard to beat them.
And they cut through your fingers so good.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I use.
I got a guy at work that carried one of these, the bigger version, that would go home at night. Yeah, that's what I use right there. Would go home at night and sharpen the blade.
What?
Now, work had a whole case of blades. You just pick up a whole pack of them, take them with you. He would take his blade home and sharpen it at night.
Oh,
I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap.
No.
This is how I buy blades. This is
Yeah, I buy
half
blades
a
by
order.
the 100 now. What have you got there,
That's
Bob?
by the 1,000 at a time. I get them the number 11 scalpel blades.
Oh, okay.
Wow. you use
Wow.
a few.
Wait a minute. Is that what you use to cut ribs? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I just find that shape tends to wander when you're trying to get, even I mean, you're using a straight edge.
Gracious.
Wow.
Wow, that is wow.
How much
I
is
never
that
knew
box?
you could buy them like that.
You buy them like that, they're about $170 for 1,000.
Wow. Where you get them? At MasterCar?
No, I get them from a place called Pin Cover Industrial Supply Company. I have the phone number if anybody wants it.
No, I don't think I'll live long enough to use 1,000 of them.
I just find
What's the phone number?
Well, this is my second box, so.
Good grief.
Wow.
Phone number.
If you want to buy 100 of them at a time, you can get hold of Balsa USA. They sell them in packs of 100.
Amazon, for crying out loud. You can get them at Amazon just about anywhere.
Phone number. You want the phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah, phone number.
212-569-1010. Pin Cover Industrial Supply.
Wow.
1,000 precision blades, number 11 stainless steel. And then Robbie bought me, I just break off the tangs and put them into a regular number 11 blade X-Acto knife or XL knife. And Robbie went out and bought me a whole bunch of handles, surgical blade handles. And they're really nice.
I'll tell you what, if anybody is buying Type Bond by the gallon and razor blades by the 1,000, you know he's pretty serious.
True that.
Either that or he makes lots of mistakes.
I'm staying out of that one.
Well, he had his back turned so he couldn't throw anything at me.
These are the handles that Robbie got me.
Hey, that's slick.
Whoa, those are nice.
Okay.
They're real
Wow,
nice.
nice.
I've never seen one like that before.
You know,
That's
when I
neat.
come to my shop like this, I'm sterile. You know.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Daryl,
you, Bob.
only if you dropped your knife in your lap. Oh.
Another-
Yeah.
this is the more common knife handle for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have those.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Locked up here. All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I have those. Those are pretty good.
You scared the camera up there, Bob.
Did we lose him?
He just froze.
Oh, rats.
Oh, the big one, easier to hold. Like my big old box cutter with its cardboard blades.
The only thing I found with that shape of a blade, I tend to find that they like to wander a bit when you're trying to cut a long length. Even if you press it against a straight edge, they like to wander. They like to follow the grain of the wood. That's basically why I switched to these. These don't tend to wander. And of course, like I mentioned the last time, what I found a lot of luck with cutting long strips against a straight edge is one of these. These work.
I just got one of those. That works well.
Against the straight edge, and you just pull it right across, and you can pretty much cut along the grain, a long sheet when you're trimming long sheets. It's just so much easier to handle. At least that's what I find.
Yeah, I got one of those to use on monocoat and stuff like that. It never occurred to me to try it on balsa.
Yeah, no, yeah, up to about an eighth of an inch works like a dream. It's, you just
really
hold it tight against the straight edge, and it won't wander. And you can and it's easy to handle. You just put the straight edge down, you put some pressure on it, you just pull it, and it'll straight line every single time.
Yeah, the other thing I used mine for was cutting fiberglass, half ounce fiberglass cloth, the real, the finishing cloth, and it was hard to cut with anything with scissors, but that rotary cutter did a nice job with it.
Yeah, I found it works really well. Like I said, up to an 1/8 inch balsa sheet.
Yeah.
You guys
the
ever
only thing about this, the only thing about it, those things are hard to resharpen.
Oh no, you don't. You don't resharpen.
Again, Pete, I'm cheap.
One more thing here I've been working on. I actually started this Friday and had it mostly framed up Saturday. This is a baby Flight Street electric conversion. And this will be released to Brodak, through Brodak, probably later this week. I'll get it turned in probably in the morning. But again, it's designed, put a pocket in the wing so you can push the battery back far enough so it doesn't get too nose heavy. And then the battery box is made in such a way that the battery comes in from the inside, so it's not going to get launched. So, and then I figured out by putting that box and putting this little side piece on here that hits the wing and stuff, basically the box hits the wing, the whole thing reinforces itself. So I've been doing that on that's kind of my basic profile arrangement on the profile conversions I do for Brodak. So.
Hey Dennis, what size motor and battery go into that?
This will take a 2205 motor and a 6.5 prop and a 3S by 650 battery pack, 12 amp ESC, and I don't know. Did I miss anything?
Timer.
No. So really, it's a pretty cost-effective way for a kid to get into it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm not crazy about, you may have gotten the impression I'm totally, committed to electric and everything like that, but I don't think electrics are really good for pounding nails, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
When they're at the crash and burn stage and stuff like that. And this thing, the motors have like either a 3 millimeter or 1/8 inch shaft, and they bend pretty easy and stuff. So, pretty easy. I suppose even a 1/2 bend's pretty easy too. But I don't know. It's the neat thing about it for a kid is that it's very easy to handle, very easy. You can guarantee he's going to get the motor to run. You can't always say that with a Cox 049 without somebody helping him.
Yeah.
I mean, and the 049s run well once you get the hang of it. But if you've never seen one before, it could be a bit of a mystery. And so that's the neat thing about Half A Electric. And then, of course, Ringmasters or whatever else. But
yeah. You know, when we volunteered at Oshkosh up there at Kid Venture, we'd run those little Norvell 061 and the Sky Babies. And those things, those were nail pounders. You couldn't hardly feel those things. And Art, I forget the guy that was the repairman, but but anyway, yeah, he could repair them as quick as we could tear them up. But we literally flew thousands of kids on those airplanes.
You talking about Dan McEntee?
Yeah, Dan was one of the.
Dan was big into that.
Yeah, and I think it was. I think his name was Art.
Oh, yeah, I know Art. Can't remember his last name though.
Yeah, he was always grouchy, but he's really good. But
he's a skill guy.
Y'all kept bringing in busted airplanes. What'd you expect?
Yeah. But yeah, I was sort of sad to see that those planes weren't available anymore. The Bratco Norvell combo.
Well, the way I understand it, Dan, they flew those Sky Babies for a long time with the Norvells on them, and they found out, the Bratco version of it was a hollow-bodied injection molded plastic airplane.
Yeah,
because they made the Hex drone too, and I don't think it was Dan, but the other guy came up with something called the Tough Baby.
Okay,
they outlined the Sky Baby in Coroplast. They did a flat wing Coroplast version of the Sky Baby.
Yeah.
So it was a Coroplast airplane with the Norvell 049 on it and a Coroplast rudder. And they built 7 or 8 of those. And he said they got thousands of flights on those because you can't break them. Couldn't break them. They eventually wore out the Sky Babies. They do break very easily.
Yeah.
But they did the Tough Baby Coroplast stuff.
Okay.
I actually, my son, when he started flying, I built a Tough Baby for him when he was 4 years old, and that's the first airplane he ever flew was a Tough Baby with the Norvell 049 at 4 years old.
Oh,
and
wow.
He just pounded it into the ground over and over and over. And that was Dan, we haven't met. I'm Mike Lonke. I'm Sam's dad. Sam is 12 now, and he's pretty well known in stunt and combat and stuff. But he just drove that thing into the dirt for a year until he figured out how to fly control line. Till he was 5.5 years old. It was a great tool for that.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
Here's a little airplane that Dick Sarpolis and I designed. We designed this, built it, and test flew it all in one day.
Wow.
Had a Defron foam, and got one of these spot paper seals on it. And you can pound this into the ground all day long too, and it won't break. The flight's good.
Are we busting out Are we busting out electric stunt planes now, Bob? Little ones? Because I got one to show you, man.
Yeah, but right now.
I think that's just plain cute. I like that.
Sounds like Mike's dancing on it.
No, the hook fell off when I got it down. I think most of you guys have seen this, and Bob, you've actually seen this. You've seen this before too, because my half-A stunt plane for half-A stunt at Brodax was based on this design. But Dennis, you'll know that motor. That's off of one of the half-A Gladiators you gave me that we pounded in. The motor and ESC. And then the cores are from Phil Cartier. Those are super hacker cores. So those are longer than what he sells for the hacker. And then I basically just did kind of a Kiyosaki kind of design with it. Yeah. And it, 52-foot lines, flying in the backyard on Spectra, man.
Yeah. Does that the wing doesn't go all the way through the fuselage, right? Does it kind of plugs onto the spar stub or something?
It's the wings are glued onto the fuselage, and then the spar goes across the top of the fuselage and the bottom of the fuselage. It's a combat. So basically, a combat design. Like if you have a center rib, you use a center rib in combat, and you just glue the wings on. Now, this would not be a good trainer. This is not tough. If you crash this, it would get destroyed. But I built it for Sam once he was a capable flyer, so we could use it in the backyard.
Yep.
I mean, if you glass the wing and you glass the nose, it might be a little tougher. It's pretty delicate, but it flies really good. I mean, I can.
Sure.
We can fly the whole pattern with this airplane, like no problem. And it's elevator only. It was about a day and a half build just from materials I had in the shop, wing cores and fast cow, and just banged out a simple fuse and elevator and rudder, and just slammed it together because we had the motor from the crashed Gladiator. We wanted to.
It's kind of funny. I was wondering about taking the Gladiators and using a wing and putting a fuselage on it and see if that would be maybe a little friendlier to fly or something like that. But basically doing what you just did there, only built with the Gladiator as a starting point.
Yeah. Yeah, you could absolutely do that. Extend the nose and put a long tail on it. Get the nose out there.
Yeah.
Use the wing. Get the nose out there, and put a long fuselage with a tail on it. I mean, hell, that's what Clayton did with the Tiyasaki. That's what the Tiyasaki was. Combat wing with a long nose and a long tail. So.
Okay. That looks good.
Hey, Bob, you bring your electric plane, and I'll bring this one, and the next time we're together, we'll fly combat with each other with them.
No, we won't. We can fly stunt,
Yeah.
Okay, two up stunt.
Well, wait a minute. Bob will fly stunt, and Mike will fly combat. All right.
There you go.
And it'll be kind of follow the leader, except Mike's going to kind of know where you're going and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Hey, just as an aside too, when I originally built this, I put a receiver in it and an RC car throttle trigger. I built this originally so Sam could have throttle, and he could throttle it up and take off and land, in the backyard. But he got tired of that pretty quick. So I put the timer back on it, and now he just flies, the 4 minutes or wherever we get out of the battery.
Yeah, the 3.5 minute timer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The timer that was in the Gladiator. But I set it up with the 2.4 and the car throttle, and he dug it for a minute, because he could take off, he could land, he could taxi, slow fly. But after a while, he was like, "Dad, this is like a stunt plane. I don't need to fly it like a scale plane."
Yeah.
So we put the timer back on it, and that's how he flies it now. But, on a good weather day, I charge up 3 or 4 batteries, and we don't have to go to the field. We got enough room in the backyard. We fly this on 52-foot lines, and I got just enough room back there for 52s. So
that's great.
It's amazing what you can do with just the junk that's in your shop. I mean, it was a $0 airplane, really. It was really a no-cost airplane,
Very neat, Mike.
That is neat. Let me interrupt you guys. I got to catch up with the chat box. Greg Nielsen, he says, Office Depot has X-Acto blade, number 11 blade, 10 in a pack for like $3. I know we passed that topic already, but like I said in the monologue, it's hard for me to get in sometimes. And then Tom Rammel, he says, Tough Baby was designed by the St. Louis group. And we have 29 concurrent viewers and 17 likes or 17 thumbs up and $20 in chat revenue and 0 new members. So please consider joining our YouTube channel. You can start at $4.99 a month. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you're watching this as a replay, I do these videos every Monday and Friday evenings, starting around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. So make a note of that, so you can come in here and be with us live. And go ahead and take it over, guys.
Question. You guys, the electric guys on here, I have zero knowledge of it, have zero material, but what would it cost to a complete setup? Motor, timer, chargers, batteries, whatever it takes. Versus,
it depends on the quality and the how far you want to go. You can get it fairly inexpensively by one of the Rodak setups that work fine, and they're not too expensive. Or if you want to go for competition setup, it's going to cost you a lot more money.
No, not competition. I probably won't ever fly competition. I just fly. But say for a 35-40 size plane.
Well, ask Dennis. Dennis would know more than about that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I guess what I was going to suggest something like there are a couple of basically one-click purchase things at Brodak. They got it set up they got a half-8 power package, and they got one for their electric ARF Ringmaster, for example. And I don't have the Brodak site up, so I can't tell you how much it costs. I have to find that, but it would be on the Brodak. And what Bob said is, that's exactly right on. It's like, it's how far do you want to go? The basic setup for electric, you can have an awful lot of fun with the Ringmaster setup from Brodak the way it comes. So let's see. Hang on a second.
You got to decide how many batteries you want, Eddie. Do you want 5 batteries or 2 or 10? Because it's easy to. If you charge 6 batteries, you can go out and have 6 flights and you're done. If you got 1 battery, you got to charge it every flight.
Right.
And you can get a cheap charger from Hobby King for, $29 that will charge 1 battery at a time. But if you want a charger that's going to charge 4 batteries at a time and balance charge and do all that stuff, they're $200.
Actually, there's an update on that. I just saw where Innovative, the people who sell Cobra motors and Badass motors, they are now advertising a 4-cell charger for $65.
Oh my God!
Yeah. I spent more than that on a single charger. That needed a separate power supply. So, it's like everything else in electronics. The cost curve keeps coming down, and the performance you get keeps going up. Now that charger isn't going to do what like what Bob and Trian were talking about with a bounce board and charging 6 at a time and in 15 minutes and everything like that. It's not going to do all that, but for $65 and 4 cells, that's a lot of flying. All right.
I wish I'd have known that last year when I bought that Thunder Power for charging RC.
Well, and you spent $200 on yours a year after I spent $200 on mine, and we spent the same amount yours a year later, and yours was better than mine as far as its capacity. How much power it had available and stuff. I remember that we were comparing numbers that one night.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is that transition. It's going to do us for the RC cars, and when Sam flies electric stunt, it'll transfer over to that too. So we're getting kind of double our money. It's not just for one thing. We'll get to use it for more than one thing.
Money spent on a good charger is money
well spent. But if you Eddie, if you're going to go out and fly, you don't really need to buy 6, 8 batteries. 4 batteries and a good charger. You can go out and just turn it off your truck, and just 4 batteries. 4 batteries is all I take with me.
Right.
I've got 6. I've got 6 of 6 4s, 6 5s, and 6 6s, but I never take the 4 batteries, and I just alternate them.
Right, and if he's going to be flying something like a Ringmaster, he'll only need a 4S battery. He's not going to have to buy 5, 6s that are crazy money. He can buy 4S batteries from Hobby King for $20 a piece, man.
Yeah, like the 35, 40 size planes, they're like the Ringmaster. What else? Well, anything that's a 40 size plane.
Well, I'll tell you a plane that's often overlooked that one of my
All
buddies
right.
is flying, and it
Well,
is a blast to fly electric, and that's the old Dolphin, the blue. He did the Shark.
Lou McFarland.
Lou McFarland. Met the man, but I was having a brain there. Lou McFarland did the Dolphin. It's a constant chord wing. It's a simple to build airplane. Sheet bottom on it. I think it's a 1/4-inch top, something like that. It's simple to build. Conversion to electric shouldn't be any problem. Denny's probably got an electric conversion for it. And one of my buddies built one for electric in it, and I mean, it flies well. I flew it. I don't know what day it was. Tuesday, I think, last Tuesday. Whatever day last week, it didn't rain. And it was fun. I really enjoyed flying that thing.
Okay, here's another question on the electric. With the electric, do you have to have the beefed up motor mounts and stuff like that? The ICs, they got so much torque to them and vibration that you got to have a good, sturdy, solid foundation for that engine to sit on. But with the electric, they're just smooth running, right? So they don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to have that much.
As long as you're doing what they call a soft start, but you always want to program your ESC for what they call a soft start. You don't want the thing to come on full speed when you hit the switch, because that'll snap the front end right off the airplane. But if you do a soft start, yeah, you're right. You don't need to have as much meat on the airplane. I have a little e-bug light. I can get it down and show it to you if you want. That's got a 1/4-inch profile fuselage with 64th doublers on it, and it works great.
Yeah, I got my trolling motor. My trolling motor was a brute, and when you hit the button, it was full speed. And if it was pointed sideways, it'd throw you out of the boat. But my brother had the Minn Kota, and it, like you said, it was a soft start. It would just glide into it.
Yeah.
So is that what you're talking about? Just a slow start?
It starts in 6 steps, Eddie.
These things got a torque. They got a tremendous amount of torque, and if you hit a sudden start, an instant start, it'll just flip the nose off the airplane.
Yeah.
Most of them are soft start.
Eddie,
I just 6 steps.
I just checked on the Brodax site. They have the electric Super Clown ARP on special for $116. All right, that's this airplane here, and the power system for it is $233. That includes the motor, ESC, 1 battery, the timer, a battery charger, and 1 battery. So that's what. So basically, that's what, $350 about for the total package. And then extra batteries would be, oops, wrong mouse. No, I got the laptop on, and I've got my desktop on, and I keep grabbing the right. I can't understand why the mouse is, or why the cursor isn't moving.
I thought you grabbed one with a tail on it.
Yeah. That's it. Anyhow, all right, where was I? Seems to me these they had a special on the batteries too, but I seen if they still got that.
Yeah. The guys on here, that's the same one Bill flies, right? That's the one he bought that is red.
Yeah. Bill Call. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, let me interrupt for a second here. Gerald's been waiting patiently for a while. Go ahead, Gerald.
I just wanted to say good night. I've got to go and make the dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great talking. I'll hopefully catch everybody on the reruns and watch the race later. So I'll say good night to everybody, and I'll sign off now.
Gerald,
take care of yourself.
I've been enjoying the New Zealand racing videos from your New Zealand Nats, I guess. I've been watching your racing videos, so those are good. Thanks for putting those up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mate. Okay, well, we'll catch you around. Bye.
All right, Gerald, take it easy.
This one's
Thanks
got
for coming in again.
this one's got a 1/4-inch nose, a 1/4-inch fuselage,
Yeah.
64 doublers, and
Wow.
this thing-
1/4 inch. Wow. What is that, Bob? Oh, that's your.
That's the
your,
E-Bug
humbug.
Light. That's like a humbug in a profile, but a little different aesthetic to the fuselage.
That's really cool, Bob. Is that elevator only?
Yeah, it's elevator only.
Yeah, it is. Had I thought about that elevator, I mean that canopy setup, I might have put that on my built-up humbug. That's cute.
Hey, Bob, where can I get the plans?
Well, I'm going to hopefully be getting them done here when I get some time, which means, probably never. Anyway.
Looks nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
I like
Bob.
that
And
one.
it
I still
flies
want to see
great.
that. I still want
With
to see
the
the plans
battery
that big
on board,
twin.
It's 500 square inches, and with the battery on board, it weighs 32 ounces.
Wow. That'll work just fine.
That ought to fly neat.
I bet that flies nice. I bet it does.
Good.
Hey, Bob, if I ever get out there in your neck of the woods, I'm going to show up to your house one day with a tape measure. I'm going to come up with some
Yeah.
some design.
Come on over.
Yeah. So,
Fantastic.
I want to get up. I want to get up there maybe in October and take a look at that shop. Wow.
yeah.
That is one nice shop.
Yeah.
Let me catch up on the chat box again. John, you have a difficult name for me to say. John Shukalek. Thank you, Mike. And John, I want you to come back in. You was in here about a month ago. It was great having you in the show. But let me tell you what he says. He says Brodak half system is $110. Brodak 25 size system is around $250. I imagine that's directed towards you, Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one that 250 system was the one for the Ringmaster, but it looks like the Ringmaster is out. It looks like they sold out. So that's why I didn't mention that. And then I saw that they had a special price on the Super Clown stuff. So as a way in, I can tell you it works. So.
You guys want to see my new airplane? Hey, how's it going?
Absolutely. You have a new airplane? Another new one?
Another new one. Here, I'll show you. It's not quite finished, obviously, but I'll show it to you. Hang on.
All right, sounds.
Now, Lynn, when you give us the weight, give it to us in pounds, not kilos, okay?
Just pull up the converter on the other.
It's ready. Ooh, look at that.
It's yellow.
It is lemon. This is called the lemon shark.
Oh,
It's gonna have a shark tail and everything on this one.
Oh, very nice.
This is my new set. This will be a 60 size profile.
Jesus. 60
little over,
profile.
yeah, a little over 700 square inches, and I'll run an Evo 60 in it.
Fully expect to see the shark's teeth and the shark's mouth on the front of that.
Most definitely. If you look at the nose, it's all set up for that. I just have to
yeah,
get on the other.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I'm excited. Should
Now,
be pretty
lemon
decent
shark,
when it's done.
Doesn't
Yeah,
the
this will
lemon
be the
shark
lemon
have a
shark.
black spot on its tail or something like that?
I don't know, but I'll work on it. I've been looking at them on YouTube, so I'll take a look at some more before I decorate it up.
Len, have you run the Evo 60 yet?
Yes, I have two of them. I have a brand new one and I have a used one that I got off another guy that couldn't make it run, but I made it run just fine by listening to what Randy Smith had to say.
Oh yeah,
ran fine for me, no problem.
Okay, what were you flying the other one in?
A 70-ounce profile Magnum that was about 15 years old.
Awesome.
So this one here finished should come in around 62, 63 ounces. So,
Pretty
yeah.
neat.
Hopefully tomorrow I'll get the landing gear on. It's all covered with Ultra Coat, and
There you
it
go.
looks pretty sharp. It's not a concourse winner by any stretch, but it's pretty decent.
Where are you finding Ultra Coat right now?
I've had it stacked away for a while.
Everyone in like the RC groups and stuff that like nobody can get it, man.
Oh, really? We don't seem to be having any trouble getting it up here. That's weird.
In Europe, it's called Aura Cover.
Aura Cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So that's what I've been up to. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have the landing gear on it.
Well, it's neat.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I want to see the Spitfire. I want to see the Spitfire when you get it ready. That's going to be a neat plane.
I got that roll of monocoat today.
Wow. You see that?
Good grief.
Whoa. Wow. How much did that cost you?
40.
Really? For all that much?
I got this color. Thinking about doing my recovering the what's that plane called?
Swear jar.
Yeah. The Nobler in these three colors.
Terrific.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Nobler blue, all right. Try to find
metallic blue,
color. You want to challenge
metallic blue,
challenge.
silver, and metallic red.
Yeah.
Figured, I don't know. I'll figure something out.
Put
And
some
then
pearl white on it.
I got some of this too. I could throw some of this in homage of Bob.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That was supposed to have been a yellow gold, is what they called it, and it's just copper. It's as copper as copper can get. So I hate buying stuff like that without seeing it firsthand, but that's eBay for you.
No, I tell you what, if
it's a nice color. That'll go with just about a lot of different other
that
things.
sharp. That sharp. I like that. That's the Genesis.
Wow, that looks really
Yeah,
good,
this is the
Bob.
one with the. This is the annular inlet, so the air
wow.
comes in around the spinner.
Yeah,
How with 1 3/4 spinner.
spinner, no less.
Now
What's that?
They don't make those no more.
Is that how you did that, Bob? Set it up for a 2-inch spinner and then put a 1 3/4 on it.
Yeah, that's all you have to do, and you get the air coming in around the spinner. That's really effective, especially if you have the kind of motor mount where you have holes in the motor mount that line up with the holes in the motor, and it forces the air right through the motor mount and right on through the motor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Hang on there, John, just a minute.
I see that, John.
Unless you got a tray and spinner. You ever see tray and spinners?
Yeah, I have plastics like that.
Wow, it looks beautiful, Bob. Wow, it looks sexy.
That's awesome. That is just awesome.
Coming along.
Bobby, I want one of those. That is, I'm working on mine. I'm getting ready to start on mine. I got to finish something else first. But
Now, was that made by Dennis's brother, John?
Yeah, Dave Adamisha. I got it through Oki Air, and it's got a little inset right. Let's turn that so you can see it. See there? That's where your fuselage comes in. It's got little holes in there to allow the epoxy a little more tooth. But it's all set up to, like Bob said, the holes match. The annular. This is for a 2-inch spinner. The annular fits right in there. This comes back. Your motor mount, of course, your motor mounts right in. Your engine, your motor mounts right in there. This is right. Actually, the way I've drawn it up, this part in the back here, I've put it right to a bulkhead back there. Just not much of a bulkhead. But I didn't want to do like Bob did and have to do all that carving around in there. So these fit the bill for me.
that thing Bob did, you got to be an artist to do that.
Oh yeah,
he does some pretty work.
Okay, Eddie, I got one more thing for you to take a look at.
call
You see the
for it.
4-bolt pattern?
Yeah.
All right. This is an OS Max 35S.
All right. Pretty neat.
So it fits this whole pattern, and the thrust washers where an OS 35 would be and stuff like that. So you basically drop that in. If you have a removable tank, you pull that out, you put a battery box in, and you are ready to join the all the cool kids.
That's cool. Dennis, what'd you do? Slip with your knife?
What's that?
What'd you do? Slip with your knife? I see
Oh,
you cut your finger.
Where? No, I did. That's even better than knife. I managed to have a really hardcore CA moment and glued myself to something so hard.
Oh, gee.
I went peeling my finger off,
goodness.
and I left a piece of skin on the wood. All
Wow.
right?
I do that all the time.
So I didn't
We've all
even
done
cut
it.
myself. I literally ripped the skin off.
Ouch.
And I did sand it off later on, but off the
Oh
airplane.
my gosh.
But,
Oh,
That sounds very painful.
that's
yeah.
brutal.
All the time.
I have this little bottle of green top bottle
Hey,
downstairs.
Dennis,
Unglue.
CA, you're gonna
I've done
build
that.
that.
I bought the unglue.
Oh, you have to.
You know what that unglue is? That's nitro. Nitro dissolved.
That's what it is.
Now, Dennis, you got it all standing. Now you just got to prime and paint it.
Actually, I can't. Yeah, it's all kind of covered up now. But I ended up finger painting my airplane, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't done that in a long time.
I would believe that half of us don't have our original fingerprints anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assumption. Bobby, got a question for you. Yeah, I don't know if it's the question you want to answer or not, but on the new Genesis.
Yeah.
That one you got there. I can't remember all the
LCWTDD.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll take your word for it.
Genesis last chapter with turbulator doodads.
Yeah.
I love that, but I can't remember all that. I know you said that you put the motor and the datum line of the motor and the wing in line, and the tail's 5/8 up. Is the nose an inch longer than the Genesis Extreme original?
It's like almost 2 inches longer.
Ooh. Well, maybe I better get an exact measurement then before I go cutting mine.
It's 11 7/8.
Do what?
From the leading edge of the wing to the back plate of the spinner is 11 7/8.
Oh wow! Long nose.
7/8.
Which, if you check Igor's airplane, that's identical.
It's 12.
To Igor's airplane.
Yeah, the Mobest is 12. Not Mo.
Is it?
Max B. Max B is 12.
Well, I have got a Max B plane.
That's better.
It's between 11 7/8 and 12.
I can measure the Mobest. I got one in my hand.
I didn't mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not 12.
No, Mobest is not 12, but the Max B is. I have a Mobest downstairs, a Max B downstairs, and I have Mobest plans downstairs.
Yeah.
When I found out that somebody had a Mobest that I'm going to have to compete against, I decided sooner or later, probably next year, I will have a Mobest to play with him. It probably won't be this year, though. I don't have time. I'm trying.
Well, speaking of the Mobest, that's Marshall Busby's Mobest. I got 2 coats of dope on the fuse on the rehab.
It looks good, Mike. He'd be proud of
that.
Yeah,
it's going to need one. It's going to need one more because it's bleeding through a little bit. There is 2 coats of red on there. I'll get one more on there. That should cover it up nice, and then clear it. And then I worked on the front end, so I'm going to hog the PA40 side exhaust in the front of it. I'm going to put Marshall's PA40 in the front. And then I got rid of the original gear, which the Mobest gear were really cool, man. There were some serious wire bending going on the original gear on that airplane. And the fairings are not pants, but the fairings on the gear were really nice. But the ones on this plane were so far destroyed, I couldn't rehab them, and I didn't want to try to replicate them. So I'm going to be bad, and I'm just throwing some carbon fiber profile gear on it, just to make it quick and dirty. But it'll be Marshall's plane with Marshall's PA-40 side exhaust. And I hope I get to fly against you, Phil.
I hope so. If I can get something built. If I flew today, I'd have to fly Teosaki. It's the only profile I have left. Had a guy from your neck of the woods come over here, and he had a big wallet. He had a thick wallet when he came. It was a little thinner when he left. But I had 3 airplanes I hadn't flown very much, and I'd give 2 away already, and then he bought 3 that I did not want to sell, but he went home with them.
Who's that?
His name was Lawrence Tipton, I think, something like that. He didn't buy them. They're not. He didn't buy them for stunners. He's not going to fly them.
Oh.
He bought my Mosquito Twin. He bought my FW190, and he bought my what was the third one? I think he bought one of my Raid Mustangs, the classic Raid Mustang. He's buying them to go in a restaurant.
I was just going to say that. He's going to hang them in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
He says that hangs them over the cash register in a restaurant. That
Wow.
Mosquito was a good flying airplane, but it's fuel, and I'm trying to get two fuel motors to run and run right together and all that. No.
Here. I agree with you.
No, I'm
What's,
done with all that.
I think old Bob's got something to show us there.
No, I put it away.
Trying to make him big, but he's not showing up.
Get it out, Bob. Show it to us.
Okay. Hold on.
Bob, you're locked up.
Oh, he's froze.
Yeah.
He's froze.
Yeah, we had a guy here in town that was doing the same thing for his restaurant.
Bummer.
Probably had 30 planes in there, and I'll be damned if the restaurant burnt down.
There he is. He's back.
There, Bob's back.
We had one here in town that had 2 of my chips in it, and it melted. That's cool. What is that?
See, Bob, what do you got, Bob?
This is a little thing I built for indoor electric flying. We were going to fly in a dome, and I got building on this thing, and then my friend called me a couple of weeks before we were supposed to go do it, and he said the dome got snow on it and collapsed.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I heard about
this
that
is,
on the internet.
This is covered with polyspan light, and it weighs 3 ounces.
Wow. What size airplane is that, Bob? It's hard to tell the scale the way you're holding it. What's the wingspan?
It's about 30-inch wingspan.
30, okay.
A little more than 30. I don't know exactly what it is.
So was this going to be like a profile electric super light for inside?
No, it was going to be built up. It's going to be
built up, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What is it? It's it's 40 inches. 40 inches, and it weighs just over 3 ounces with the control system in. But that polyspan light, amazing stuff.
I've never even heard of it.
Built it in a lost foam cradle set.
Yeah, neat.
That's really cool. Hey, Bob, I did want to ask you, the last couple of live chats you've been on, it looks like you're coming right off the docks, working your longshoreman job with your beanie on there. How's that going there, working the docks down there? You doing okay?
I was going to say, I just figured it was cold in the shop.
Yeah.
It's actually toasty warm in here. We just had another 5-inch snow day on top of the 8 inches we got last week, and on top of the 36 inches we got the week before that.
Wow.
Wow.
Where's this at?
Well, you want to hear some stupid stuff? We had snow, we had 5-6 inches all last week, but it was 60 degrees yesterday in Nashville. And the kids were out of school today because some of the roads still had snow on them. They had a snow day today off the school after having a whole week off because there were dangerous places where the buses might slip off the road.
Yeah.
There ain't been a lick of snow for 2 days. The roads are clear. But I guess the teachers just want to burn all those snow days and get days off. But anyway.
Nice.
And I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to mock you. You look like the Jersey longshoreman down there loading the docks with your you're at, man.
Hey, Eddie. Or
Yeah.
Eddie.
By the way, the name of this airplane was going to be, or is going to be, the Wire Stripper.
Oh, wow.
Because it's electric.
Guys, let me interrupt for a second and cut into the chat box. Rico's video says, "Hi guys, where do you get polyspan light from?"
Who?
I get it from Larry Davidson. Larry Davidson, a free flight supplier. I think he's down in Tennessee, actually.
Yeah, and I just came across it too, Bob, because I was on a free flight site this morning.
I've known Larry for years, but he's been selling a lot of different things, for free flight.
It's not Retro RC, because he does a lot of free flight stuff and
old time
stuff. It'll come to me in a second if I think about it, because I was surprised to see polyspan on this free flight site.
Yeah,
I guess the free flighters like it too, as well.
That's where it mostly is used, on the free flighters and the old time Texaco scale things. The Texaco scale RC airplanes. Yeah. Larry Davidson. If you Google him, you'll probably find it.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Have you ever used a I lost it. Oh, here it is. It's a prop adapter, and it has a nut on it. They do make the one with a cone, but it's called with grub screws.
You mean a set screw style prop adapter?
Yeah.
I have not used
it. Do me any good. The wing in that new airplane weighs 20.
Model Flight Shop.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them, and I haven't been brave enough to try them. So.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, because I've had a prop come off with a little tension one that squeezes on there. I ended up sanding the shaft up to make it rougher so that thing would hold on, because it would pull off.
Yeah, it's called Model Flight Shop. Larry Davidson.
Okay, Model Flight Shop.
Thank you, Peter.
Well, I was going to say the other place I found it too was Easy Built Models.
Okay. You know what polyspan is?
It goes in a dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dress liner.
Dress liner. Dress liner.
Yeah, you could probably get it at any Michael's store or whatever.
You could probably get it cheaper, through a store that handles fabrics and things like that for dressmaking.
Wow, interesting.
Polyspan?
Yep.
Yeah, they call it something else. Somebody in the model thing called it polyspan.
I bet you could walk into an upper end cloth shop then with a piece of it and show it to them, and they'd know what it was.
Yeah.
I might try that.
I was talking to a guy, and he said he uses, when you go in Vons or a grocery store and they do those flower arrangements, and they have that tissue with a lot of different colors.
Mm-hmm.
He uses that.
No,
the mylar or the tissue?
Tissue. I've used that on a couple free flights. Yeah.
Tissue that they wrap the flowers in to decorate them.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to cover this in.
Once you spray some hairspray on it, a few coats of hairspray on it, it's great. It's sealed. It's great.
I've been using Krylon Crystal Clear on these.
Yeah, that'll work
so I'm working on another rubber free flight. This is the Sig Tiger.
That's a
pretty popular one. But, I built 3 or 4 here in the last month, and with tissue, which that tissue paper covering, put it on with a glue stick. I've been literally a kid's glue stick, gluing the frame down and putting the tissue on, let it dry, and then shrinking it with 91% IPA alcohol, shrink it with that instead of water, because water shrinks too hard and it just twists everything, especially on these light ones. And then the free flight guys down in El Dorado, Arkansas told me to use Krylon Crystal Clear. That's what I've been spraying the last couple of tissue models with, is this.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, that was on one of your tapes. You knew a guy that.
Larry Cruz tape. How to cover models with Japanese tissue.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't Japanese tissue. This is just, tissue bag stuff. But that's Krylon Crystal Clear on there. And dude, it's good. It's good. And it doesn't shrink like dope does. That's the problem I had with all this stuff when I was a kid. When I used butyrate on it, everything would just get warped and twisted like a pretzel, man.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, that guy in the video, he named the kind of glue stick to use that was supposed to be better.
The Uhu.
Hey, Mike, that's a 20-pointer.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I got 3 of them, man. I've been building tissue, man. That's all I've been doing. Haven't touched a control line plane, man.
Awesome.
I've been banging these things out.
How's your hand?
I've just been banging these.
How's the hands?
Well, it's just something for a diversion. When we go to a contest, we got something to play with while we're there, besides flying control line.
That's awesome.
I challenge all you guys to pick up an old stick and tissue kit and just put it together. You can do it in like 2 nights and use Phil, the hairspray thing is good. Some of those guys told me that. But the Krylon, man, forget about dope. Just use the Krylon, man. It does a great job.
Nice. Hey, Mike, I'm going to show you what's left of my last stick and tissue model.
Hey, Steve.
Okay.
Is this what you're talking about, Steve?
I think you froze up, Bob.
You froze up, Bob.
Am I back on now?
Yeah, you're up now.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, Larry Cruz. Yeah. Yep. He shows all the different ways. I bought that from you there at the Nats. I forget how many years ago, but he showed.
You're the guy. I knew I sold one.
So, Bob, what's
we sold? You know how many of these we sold?
How many?
Over 1,000.
Holy cow!
Wow.
You still got them,
Bob? Wow. What's the difference between Japanese tissue and just the regular, tissue that came in old models?
Hold on a second.
For free flight stuff.
I'll take her out right now.
There ain't much different. They say Japanese tissue is better quality.
My golden retriever is calling. I gotta go take her out.
Okay.
I gotta leave.
You gonna come back?
Thanks. And we'll see you guys next time.
I'll see you next time. Don't forget the after party. If you want, you come back. We're doing the after party.
I got Alan Buck coming in the morning to core out a wing that he covered, so I got to get some sleep. You guys be good.
Thanks for coming in, Bob.
Thanks.
Take care, Bob.
Take it easy, Bob.
Hope you got a case of beer in your fridge for Alan.
Actually, I think that video is available on YouTube. It's just do a Google search, how to cover a model airplane with tissue, and it's a 4-hour, 58-minute video on YouTube on how to do it.
Wow.
Oh man, Lenny's in charge here.
I got a fuselage with a tail on it and a pod for the wing. Prop and a set of plastic sleek streak wheels, and that's all that's left of it.
What airplane was it?
It was a home built, and it flew amazing. Scratch built.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a new wing on it, put new tails on it, recover it all, and I'll have it for Friday.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, on that video that
you got me stoked now. I got to try and go back and build something out of tissue and sticks.
Well, I got to ask you, Len, if it flew so great, what the hell happened to it, man?
It got busted. That was let's see, probably 95.
Oh
So
my
it's
goodness.
moved about 15 times. I'm surprised this much is left.
All right, we'll get her going.
I got
And if
one
we-
surface left, the tail. Look, it's full of holes and everything else. So I'm going to
No,
save
that's
that
awesome.
tail.
That's good.
I'll fix it. I'm going to
Get
finish it
fixed,
up.
Get it fixed up, and if you get to, if we allow you into the country in May, and you come over to Detroit, or you get to come to the Nats,
we'll
bring
have
it
a go
with
at
you.
'em.
You bring it with
So
you
I'll
for free flight night.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, you guys that are into all this free flight, tell me something. I got chewed out the other night. I was talking to a buddy about building a one night 28.
Yeah.
And he said, don't do it as 28, do it as 32 or something like that. Did they do away with the 28 class or what?
Well, yeah, not if you want to fly competitively. There's a 30 class, I think, so there's like
30.
Super 30. There's a one night 30 now, but the 28 was just a kit that Peck Polymers made back I built one back in the 80s. And I tell you what, it sucked too, because all the ribs and everything on it were print wood. It was all print wood. It was terrible. But now they laser cut it. They laser cut that kit.
Mine's an old 80s kit, so I'm going to have to cut it myself. But it's all right.
Sell it on eBay and buy a new one, man.
Well, that's probably the way to go. But I think I'm going to build one of those and see about getting that ready. I always love the cabin models.
Right.
That's be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty cool, man. The Sig Tiger. This will be all right. I don't know. We're just farting around with this stuff. I'm kind of.
Well, that's what
I needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a break from doing control line stuff, and I just wanted to build simple stuff that I could bang a whole bunch out real quick, and then build up the fleet. So we got a diversion, especially at the Nats, man, because there's a lot of downtime and boring time at the Nats, and you got that huge, beautiful flying field there. It's perfect for chucking gliders and launching rubber stuff and even small gas-powered free flight stuff, you know. Banjock and a couple other guys get together, and there's one or two nights where everyone just pulls this junk out, and we just go have a big time doing free flight stuff.
That's awesome.
You know, I'm not competing. Sam and I aren't going to start going to free flight contests, but it's just fun, you know. Yeah. You learn how to trim a model with this stuff.
I guarantee you. I decided for a diversion. I decided not to pull out and build an old sailplane that I had. I've had the kit forever. I mean, since college, and never built it. But I got the plans out the other night and had to go have the plans copied to get them dark enough that I could read them. But they're to Dwight Holly's Gobbler, and I've got the kit, but I had never built it. So I said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and build the Gobbler. I met Dwight Holly the year before he built the Gobbler. He was flying Meister Megan, and that's what the wings really are. They're Meister Megan wings on a looks like a Sagita fuselage or something close to it, and just a really cool airplane. So I think I'm gonna try to build that if I ever get enough of these things. I've got several planes ready to paint, but the weather around here lately is not conducive to paint. And I promised myself I'm not starting another stunner. So I think I might start a sailplane until the weather evens up where I can finish something. Because I've got 8 planes that just need paint. I mean, they're built, completely built. Paint it, put it together, and you got nice new airplanes. My wife says, no, do I have more than that?
You got a lot of paint to do this spring.
She says no to the sailplane.
Tom Ramel had his hand up. What do you got, Tom?
I have some pictures to share that Dan Winship might be interested in. These are from Oshkosh. Let me call it up here in a second. He was talking about the. Oops.
Oh my gosh!
Is that coming up?
I'm having a bunch of them.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 12.
Yeah. Oh my God! Yeah, look at that.
This is a Kid Venture in Oshkosh. Dan was talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
You guys getting way too
Here's
serious.
the tough baby. These are the tough babies.
Nice.
That's what Sam. That I built one of them for Sam. That's the first thing he flew when he was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
The guy leaning back in the chair in the red shirt, that's Art. That's
Yes.
who Dan was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his last name either.
Yeah, that's Art. Yeah. And there's
He's a
Remy,
scale guy.
Remy and Gilbert. Dan McAtee behind Remy. You know, the neat thing about Kid Venture was this right here. After everybody volunteered, Jim Krieger made sure that everybody that volunteered in the control line was in the same area at the campsite. So, you know, it was fun doing the volunteer work, but it was really fun sitting around the campsite eating and hanging out with everybody at Flew Control Line.
I bet.
I remember one year we went up there and somebody found the grocery store was selling filet mignon about the same price as a hamburger. They came back with about 20 pounds of filet.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
We had the grills going and it was like all you can eat, but we had a great time.
Yeah.
And then I changed jobs. I got into another job where I was on vacation time, so I wasn't able to get up there. And that's why I quit going. It's not because I didn't want to go, it's because I couldn't.
Where's that, Oshkosh?
Yeah, that's an Oshkosh.
A buddy of mine, I forget, I don't know if he's doing it anymore. But he was a guy, he was from Lansing, Michigan, and he was an air traffic controller. And he stood out on the field and landed airplanes with a hand radio.
Yeah.
But last time I knew, he was going back because that would have been his 20th year.
Wow.
So if any of you guys flew in there, then you were talking to him because that was his job through the through the AMA.
If you're flying in, you don't talk. Only the controller talks.
Oh, he was talking to you then.
They have 4 planes landing all at the same time. It says, they say, land on the green dot, land on the orange dot, land on the yellow dot.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a video of Sam flying a tough baby when he was 4. I want to share it here.
Hang on, let me get you. Where are you at? Okay.
Is that sharing?
Should be. There we go. Yep.
There we go. Let me start at the beginning and. The quality's really bad. It was on a cell phone.
Wow.
He was actually 3 years and 9 months old when this video was shot. He was not even 4 yet.
Wow, that's
Good
amazing.
grief.
That's the start of Sam's control line career right there, man.
So he's been flying for 8 years, huh?
Hey,
8 years, yeah.
Mike, was that at our old field?
Yeah, that was our field in Millersville, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
I've seen this before.
And he ain't looked back.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, that Samantha's only, would only be 10 years. She quit flying at 7 years of flying.
Wow.
And he's already 8 years.
Well, let me, there we go. I don't want to hog up the road.
You guys I'm out of here. I'll see y'all Friday.
All right, Eddie.
All
Thanks
right,
for coming
take care
in.
of yourself, Eddie.
Eddie.
I'm gonna have to get out of here in a minute myself.
Yeah.
We're going to be
But y'all have a
transitioning
good
to
one.
the after party. So if you're watching this as a replay, you want to come in during our live programming to get into the after party. And sometimes the after party is actually better than the actual live stream portion of our show. But we had like 20, looks like we had as many as 31 viewers, and we have 24 likes. We have $20 in chat revenue, 0 members, 0 new members. I mean, we do have members, but only 0 new ones. And we had some conversations on the chat box, and we had a really good evening. And we're going to transition to the after party and continue on without all the restrictions of YouTube. We can talk about what we want to talk about. And so come back, go out there, have some fun, come back and meet us here Friday. Come in during the live show so you can participate and be part of the program. And until then, we will see you next time. And Sparky would say, fair winds and tight lines. See ya.